Hi everybody, how are you? Sorry for being late. I was kind of sick, recovering from lung issue. Today our video will discuss how our feelings affects us. As well, we discuss the internal stress, external stress, how we deal with them, and how they affect the weakest links in our body. So let's start with how our feelings affects us. So our psyche has three sources of fuel: the past and the present and the future. All of these sources actually can generate emotions, and it can fuel the flame in our psyche in any given moment. It's like a cauldron that have three flames. So our emotions in any given moment are represented by how hot or cold our psyche is. So if the content is hot, depend which flame is heated it, if it's the past or the future or the present moment, then our psyche is changing, our physiology is changing, and our chemistry in our body as well is changing. Depend as well and the content of our psyche or the cauldron. If it's hot, our body switch to sympathetic system, which activates fight, flight, and freeze response in our body. And the mechanical as well is changing in our body. It's become more adrenaline and more cortisol that match these responses. But when it's cold as well, it's actually we become more calm and peaceful, and our physiology, our nervous system switch from sympathetic to parasympathetic, and as well, which is changing the chemistry in our body, like dopamine, oxytocin, all these lovely chemicals that we feel happy and we feel peaceful and amazing. So now I'll talk about the internal stress. Internal stress basically is all these experiences and those all emotion that we carry from our past. We carry them, we store them in our nervous system, in our subconscious mind, as well in our cellular memory, ready to be activated in any given moment or in any circumstances that matches the same frequency of that the past experience, or matches the emotions or the mood. So basically the internal stress is all these thoughts that pops in our head and attached to feelings and telling us that you are not good enough, or fear of public speaking, fear of failure. It's all related to the fuel of the past. Recognizing all these emotions when they are coming up means they are ready to be healed. The main strategy to deal with them is, who does this belong to? Remember, 99% of your thoughts, feeling, and emotion is not belong to us. It's belong to the collective, but it's come to us because it's matching our frequency. So the first question we ask, who does this belong to? Is it belong to me or somebody else or someone else or something else? Remember, we are open energy system. We take energy from the whole world, from the whole universe, consciously or not consciously. So if your body feel lighter when you say this question, who does this belong to, means this feelings or thoughts is not yours. But if the feelings and the thoughts still there, then it's yours, and the best way to deal with it is be nice to it, acknowledge it, recognize it as no less than a divine perfection doing their job in this physical reality. Remember, as we label it as bad, is actually the lessons that help us to evolve and transform. So dealing with this emotion as well is talking to it nicely, recognize it as no less than a divine perfection, doing or playing a character in the universal stage, as we all do. Now I'll talk about the external stress. External stress basically is caused by our emotional response to the demand that life put upon us, and by the interaction and reaction with the environment, with people, with work, family, children, basically the whole physical reality. This is flamed by the present moment. To deal with that stress or the external stress, if it's at work, we have to break projects to small steps. Prioritize tasks. As well, don't overcommit yourself. Then find a leisure time. Find as well every day something enjoyable to do. If it's happening in that moment, try to disconnect from the situation or the people or whatever. Take 3 long, nice deep breathing, and that will reset your system and allow you to connect with that present moment and the universe as well, and your soul. Do a meditation every day. Commit to that. Even if it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it allows you to reset the whole system, the whole psyche, and reflect on the situation that's happening that day, that cause you that stress or that emotion or that anger or whatever the feeling arises. Reflect on that emotion or in that situation and allow this emotion to be there again, as you are the observer of that, without any judgment. Just allow them to be and try to transfer them to the most loving light by recognize them, by give them the recognition that they are no less than a divine perfection playing the role in this physical reality, and allow them to transfer in the most loving way. About how the external stress and the internal stress affect the weakest link in our physical body. So imagine that there is a chain. External stress pulling from this side, the internal stress pulling from the other side, and the weakest chain, it will be broke. This is exactly what happened in our physical body. When there's a combination of external stress and internal stress in the same time, it will hit the weakest organ or the weakest part in our physical body, and we will suffer there physically. Try to deal with all these stressors in the most effective way. As I said, do meditation, connect to your breathing from time to time. It allows you to reset your system. Thank you for watching me, and next time I'll talk about the primary feelings, started with anger, and how it's what the purpose of that energy in this physical reality, and how it manifests in actions, how it manifests in our psyche, how it manifests if it's suppressed or it's expressed. Thank you again very much, and stay tuned.